On this episode of the News You Missed, I'm going to cover how somebody is claiming that Mr.Game and Watch being in Smash Ultimate, that's right, the dark black character who is just an outline of a person, crudely drawn to represent a man, is somehow racist with two animations. All in this episode of the News You Missed. But before we jump into that, you might have noticed that I have this real sweet pair of headphones on. Ladies and gentlemen, UKEY sent me this really sweet headset here. Okay, it comes with a mic. It is RGB, lights up, the whole shebang, and it's at a price point that you probably would be able to afford. A lot of these headsets, they can be above $200-$300 depending. Sometimes even the cheaper ones are $100. That's a lot of cash. So UKEY sent this to me. I've been testing it out. It's pretty nice. Sounds real good, and at a budget price that you might like. You can check them out over on Amazon. I'll drop the link in the description below. And if these seem appealing to you, hey, Christmas is coming up, so maybe Christmas come early to you or someone else. So check into it. And as always, you can subscribe to stay up to date with me with video gaming news. If that sounds like something you'd like, click the button and I'll be back here with another video very soon. Now, for this story, we're going to detail and discuss someone named Gail over on Twitter. This comes out of the good old Resetera forums, so yeah, take it for a grain of salt if you know what I mean. But basically, this person is asserting that the original Game & Watch fire attack had a guy trying to defend an Old West fort against a Native American that were to burn the fort down. It's where the match comes from. It's why there's a fire attack. This game is from a very, very old game. I mean, this is even predating me in my age, personally. These games are very, very simple, monochromatic screens with, well, you can call it colored background, but I mean, it's really just one set picture and the monochrome images move around. Somebody had pointed out that these are just 2 frames, where Mr.Game and Watch looks like he's depicting a racist Native American trying to burn down a fort with a match. Now, Nintendo originally had Mr.Game and Watch looking a little bit different when using this match attack, and the reason that they changed it around and updated it more was likely because they wanted to make it look very, very similar to the original game itself. So do I think Nintendo is being racist by changing Mr. Game & Watch to include this? No, not at all. In fact, I think that this was made during a time where racism wasn't particularly a massively huge subject in this country, at least my country, which is probably why a lot of other countries laugh at the Americas for how serious they take this stuff when it is 2 frames of animation for Game & Watch. I understand that a lot of people don't like racism, especially in Smash Bros. Ultimate, but at the end of the day, I think we can all agree that 2 frames is pretty crazy to be claiming some massive racist conspiracy here and needing removed. It's interesting because somebody had pointed out that 2-frame thing, but then somebody also had pointed out that it only takes a second, or in this case, a single tweet to let minorities know that you don't see them as a cartoon caricature. And yet, this is coming out around the time where Red Dead Redemption released, Red Dead Redemption 2 that is, and it would be the sequel to the very famous Red Dead Redemption, where there's a lot of cowboys, and I'm going to assume Indians. I would be extremely shocked that there were no Indian references to Red Dead Redemption 2, but hey, I haven't played through the entire game, so I could be completely wrong. It could just be cowboys and no Indians. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This person is taking this as a very, very offensive, egregious thing, due to the simple fact that Mr. Game & Watch is being portrayed as a Native American attempting to burn a fort down. Do you feel that this is racist? Do you think this is racist? Mr. Game & Watch isn't technically even in the original games, so his representation in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is only made that way so that he would represent the series that he comes from a little bit better. As that original individual that was in those games, it was so early that they didn't even fathom to name these characters, to have them be the forefront. There was no Mario before Mario. He just wasn't there. It was Jumpman at best, and even then, it wasn't really that big of a thing back in the day. So good old Mr. Game & Watch was created to be a representation for the Super Smash Bros. Series, and not necessarily the same character that is from those good old monochrome games. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have much else to say about the story other than I think sometimes people take racism way too far and way too out of context and try to find racism where really it doesn't exist. Does somebody dressing up as a Native American consist of them being racist? I don't know. Are they feeling like they're a superior race due to their skin color or where they were born? Probably not. In most cases, people who dress up in costumes don't particularly feel superior to the person they're dressing up as. But hey, who knows? You let me know what you think about the story in the comments down below. You leave a big like on this story, and I would greatly appreciate you sharing this with other people. Let people know what's going on out there, the craziness that we have to face every day as gamers. You can click subscribe to stay up to date with me, as I've already mentioned, and I'm going to be signing out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and play with good old Mr.Game and Watch some Super Smash and see if I can research some racism. Maybe I'll find a smoking gun, shall we put it. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next episode. As always, good gaming, God bless, and thanks for taking time out to watch this video.